So Year 10, this is the final task of Lesson 2. So obviously you have now done some BBC bite-sized revision activities on vocabulary, and in the last part of the lesson you just bullet pointed a plan, a 5-part plan for your story using the story structure. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to take the first part of your plan, the exposition, so that's your introduction of characters and setting, and I'd like you to write your exposition here. Now you shouldn't really be spending any more than about 5 or 6 minutes on this task, because that's the amount of time you'd have to write your exposition part of your story in a GCSE exam. But what I'd really like you to focus on is using the best vocabulary that you can. Now, if you were really stuck on planning a story, what you could do is your exposition could be you walking to school in the morning. Remember, you're not really introducing much tension. You're not really introducing the problem of your story yet. Your exposition is the bit where you introduce your character and your setting. So if you get stuck, I would like you to start with the line, "I slammed the door behind me." And then I'd like you to describe your character walking to school. So describe what they look like, describe what the scenery is like on their way to school, things they hear, things they see. And I want you to concentrate on using the best vocabulary that you can. Now, for that vocabulary, you have got examples that you've looked at all the way through the lessons this week, so you can use some of those. And also you've had links to thesaurus.com as well, so you can think about your vocab there. After you've done your Lesson 2 Task 3, what I'd like to do is I'd like you to use the link to the Oak Academy lesson on homophones, and that's your final part of this week's learnings. Remember that for all students, if you're doing the tasks properly, this should be taking about 2 to 2.5 hours at the very most for you. And there's nothing in there that should take you longer than that. And there's lots of support in there. And that's to replace your 3 English lessons that you would have had in school this week. Please remember to email me or message me with any problems, and I will help as best as I can. Thank you very much. Have a good week, Year 10.